Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. All right, hang on here a second. My charts are slow loading this morning. We'll get the screen share going on, but you're going to have to bear with me here a moment as my charts continue to boot up. The old computer is starting to get a little bit fussy. It's the old dial-up modem that's slowing me down. I'm joking, of course. Come on. There we go. For some reason, the Hawk chart always wanting to be the last one to load. We'll just get everything set up. This is one way to avoid doing something silly during opening range, is just to show up late. All right. Okay, we're all set. I'll just take a quick look here at the daily chart, try to get a little perspective. So yesterday's session, fairly bullish, even though I think we spent a lot of time going back and forth. It looks like the market's going to make a run now here at 6,800. That looks to be the next resistance point. So we do have an opening gap, however. You see, this is where the market left off. This is where we are opening. So there's a little bit of a gap right here that they may try to fill first. But right now, it's looking like we're getting maybe a little bit of a bear flag, in which case there may eventually be a downside break and a continuation lower. Or I think it's more likely that we're going to end up moving into a rather large sideways trading range. Something like this. In which case, I think we can expect a bigger rally over the coming months. Now, that's my take on the market, the way the charts are printing. Time will tell. All right, so we'll just give them a few minutes here to get their bearings. It doesn't look like we really missed a whole lot. Oh, I suppose this was my first in-sync eagle signal of the day. Now, depending where your stop is, it does not look like we have hit the profit objective just yet. Ooh, and it may turn out to be one of those rare occasions where that first in-sync signal not going to work out, but we'll see. Right now, no real direction to the market. This, of course, the NASDAQ that I'm focusing on for the benefit of the new people in the room. I think the NASDAQ is one of those markets that people tend to overlook. Everybody scrambles to the S&P, which is great. It's a fantastic market, but the NASDAQ pretty much holding its own, and it's less expensive. Well, it looks like it took a little heat on that first in-sync eagle signal. Now, depending, of course, how you manage the trade, you may have bailed early, but if you waited for the swings, you at least have a chance to get the trade to a break even. At the very least, you could have your stops right here, which is putting about half your original amount at risk. And then if we get another turn, of course, you can bring your stops down again. Lots of back and forth right now, though. Look at the hawk here. Just no direction whatsoever. Lots of yellow bars. Swings back and forth. Well, trade forecaster pretty much pegging the market condition. We're leaving swing mode, entering scalp mode. I think we may be a little bit ahead of the curve as we continue to flip-flop. I'm going to, what time is it? We're only 8 minutes into the day. I'm going to call that my trading range right there. We've had, a couple of swings. This, of course, the breakout that didn't take, which is a little bit of a concern. Here we are again at the top end of the trading range. I might be a little bit more open to a bullish break, especially if we get a signal. Oh, we got a buy signal here on the Raptor if I hurry. So we've got ourselves a number 3 signal off of the hard edge. We're right back up here, so we've got a second push entry opportunity. All that means is we allow the signal to engage. We see where the market turns, where it flinches, and then we use that as our signal bar. And we had another follow-up signal there, and so far, nada. All right, I'm going to scrub that. Oh, actually, we're coming back now with yet another number 3 signal. I may wait for, there's the number 3. I'm going to wait for another second push opportunity. Not in a hurry to lose money here this morning, especially as we get closer to that quarter to the hour mark. My least favorite time of the day to trade. All right, it's definitely looking as though we've got ourselves a bit of a sideways pattern going on. The more aggressive among you, if you spot a sideways trading range, you may choose to look for sell signals that occur in that top third, top quarter, and look for buy signals that occur down here. Now, you're probably not going to get them on the eagle. The eagle's a little bit slow for that, but you will certainly get them on the hawk. You'll certainly get them on the raptor, and occasionally you'll get them on the falcon as well. So what I'm talking about here is just a buy signal. So here you have a buy signal on your falcon. You can just look to buy. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but for demonstration purposes, there it is. Oh, in fact, the falcon a little bit more bearish now. We've got ourselves a late filter entry signal. Perhaps not the ideal setup. Oh, see that buy signal? That buy signal would have worked out after all. Look at that. Right up there. Quick little run up to your profit target. Trades that occur toward the middle of the trading range. You flip a coin. It could go higher, it could go lower. There's no real bias. And we won't know the bias until we actually see an attempted breakout and whether the breakout will hold or not. So, like I said, if you're bored or just a little bit more aggressive, look for sell signals as we get toward the top end. Look for buy signals as we get toward the bottom end. The rest of you just pretty much have to sit on your hands until you see what the market tries to do. It might make some quick moves. Send you scrambling for your sell button or your buy button. All right, here now the bear break. So what we can do is we can actually throw our just in case order below there. And here we can wait now for the number one signal, which will print. The clouds have crossed. Here comes the number one signal. Oh, I may throw it a little bit deeper. Just the market hesitation has me a little leery. Yeah, see, they're not quite committed yet, so that gives us an opportunity here. I did get a bear bar. If I get another bear bar, then I'll have the market more or less in a bind. All right, so I'll throw in my buy order above here now. Now the market either needs to resume the downtrend or it needs to head higher. And it looks like they're making a stab perhaps at the short side. Oh, I better get a stop and play here. There we go. Come on. All right, you guys are making me nervous. I'll take the trade to break even. See, if this breakout fails now, if they fail to head lower, the market will go higher, which is why I have my stop at break even. It's possible there could be a little hiccup in here before it heads lower. It's a chance I have to take. That was a very, very fast move lower. And in fact, here we go now with the counter trend signal on the Raptor. We've got the number 2 signal, and that's going to run away on me. Great follow through on that number 1 signal. You can see that break. All right, I'd better get my buy order back here. So I was looking to buy. Okay, now the whole idea here is because the market's not heading higher, it's probably going to head lower. Or, sorry, other way around. Because it's not heading lower, it's probably going to try to head higher. It'll try to test the top end of the trading range and hopefully even break through and continue higher from there. All right, here we go on the Raptor now. We're going to produce, or did produce, our number 1 signal, and we have a second push opportunity on that one. Here now the hard edge bounce if you wanted to try to get the signal a little bit sooner. Okay, another second push opportunity, so I can adjust my trade a little bit. Had a little bit of nasty slippage in that. And I think it's time to get this trade up to a break even. In fact, I'm going to cover it a little bit tighter. The eagle bar is, of course, a little bit bigger. The range is a little bit broader. You can see there's some decent profit there. If I just wanted to pop out, look at the 1, 2, 3, 4 hits at the high. There we go. Did I hit my profit target? No, hit my break even. Stinkers. It got close. I know it got close to the profit target. No. Well, it is a bit of a struggle here this morning. Kind of nickel and diming our way around, or I am. Broker will be happy. Ah, thanks, Floyd. Floyd says Powell is speaking at noon today, so that's seems to be putting a little bit of a crinkle in things. Ooh, and just taking a look at the reports calendar, FOMC minutes out tomorrow, the 29th. So, yeah, next couple of days could be a little bit dicey. Oh, what have we got now? More back and forth. Okay, well, I don't know how much trading we're going to get done today. A lot of sideways chop, a lot of back and forth. Just nasty. Well, a couple more minutes and we're outside of opening range, technically speaking, anyway. All right, a little bit of a bull thrust there as we get toward the top end of this most recent trading range. All right, here we have now a number one signal near the top end of the trading range. We have a second push opportunity. There we go. Let's see what happens. If we're going to get that bullish follow through, maybe the push right up to 6,800. Or not. Oh. All right, there we go. So where are you, 6,800? There we go. Swinging for the fences on this one. I'm going to go to the next resistance line right up there. Oops, wrong button. I will bring my, because I'm trying to run this one out, I'll bring my break even up here. I should be taking profit on target. We are in full on scalp mode. Trend mode, if I can last, looks like for another 20 minutes. Hopefully trend mode will engage and we'll actually see some follow through. But here we are all the same. Got my number one signal. Looking for a retest of the high of the morning and perhaps even a bullish break. Next resistance line, 67.73.5. After that, I'm looking for a push at 6,800. Might be a little too ambitious for the market this morning. Well, we got a number two. Signal. That's the counter trend signal, of course. Volume still seems light. I might have been reaching a little bit too far here. Well, they're taking their time. Still in scalp mode. I need to see a bullish break here of this little downtrend that we got going on. David's asking, Eric, on this long entry, why don't you have the entry line up with the two green dash lines on the left? They are underneath. These little dash lines that you see, top and bottom, these are the initial balance lines from Indicator Warehouse. It's an add-on, a piece of software. I have it set up to highlight my opening range, so I can tell the high and low of the morning opening range. Why did I not wait until the market took out the opening range high? Well, that was certainly an option. I was playing this number one signal right here. I had the second push, or so I thought, when this developed right here. So I set up my trade. and then I lacked the follow through. There was nothing wrong with the signal. I took a chance. It did not work out. Why did it not work out? Well, looking back here at the chart, I don't really have a trend, do I? I'm definitely in a sideways trading range. So knowing I'm in a sideways trading range, anytime I'm going to attempt a trade, it's going to be a bit of a crapshoot. Once we actually see something resembling a trend develop, it will be a little bit more probable that the trade will work out. Yeah, David says now it doesn't matter. Nope, now it doesn't matter. I got tagged. It's going to be an interesting day. Well, interesting in that it's going to be a challenging day. Here's the daily chart again. We've been trading for almost 45 minutes, and this is our session right here. What a tiny, tiny day. And yet, look at the crazy swings. And, you know, for sure there have been opportunities in there, but my goodness, trying to get on board there. I suppose the Hawk would be one of the better tools to use here today because, of course, it is designed to take advantage of shorter term moves. You scalp in and out. So here's another first micro macro cross lower. You set it up. Oh, and we're getting slipped on top of things just to add a little insult to injury. See if I can get my couple ticks back. If they even give it to me. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Sideways ranges, not a lot of fun. Back into yellow bars. Just a lot of congestion here today. And it looks like I'm going to get tagged on this too as they try to test the top end of this trading range. I'm going to give them a couple more ticks because it's so annoying to get tagged by a tick or two only to watch the market reverse and head the other way. Last chance for the sellers. I'll start bringing my stops in more aggressively now. If they flip on me again, well, you may as well take me out. Floyd says, check out the Russell and the mid cap. That's the EMD for action. All right, well, we may have to do that. The NASDAQ a little bit stuck today. A little constipated. See, now was that nice? They tagged me out and then continued lower. I hate that. That's why I started leaving a broader stop, because of all the times that would happen to me. Well, Paul says crude oil's also moving around a bit. All right, a little bit of a bearish break now. Is it going to hold? Had the right idea on that first micro macro cross. My stop's just a little bit too cozy. right, here's a little bit of a bounce back now. It's an ugly, ugly sideways range, but if we view the range like this, we just had a breakout. I could throw another sell order below here. That's my just in case order. If I get a bear bar through here somewhere, I can throw in a buy order. We're back now to the hard edge, which opens up some possibility of a rally, maybe. Am I looking for something that isn't here? All right. It looks like that's the only bull bar or bear bar I'm gonna get. Sometimes I like to, especially when the market's being a little bit stubborn like this, I like to hold out for a couple of bearish bars just to make sure that the sellers really have stepped in, and then if the market turns and heads higher, it's going to have some buying momentum to take it higher. Here I only have the one, but that's kind of to be expected given the way the market is behaving right now. We do have a first micro macro cross here in the Hawk. We have a trend change signal now in the Falcon, which is going to run away on me. I'll set a profit target near the top, and yeah, I don't know if I want to swing for 6,800, 60, what was the high this morning? 67.70, if I remember right. 67.65, and then we have a resistance line at 67.73.5. All right. I'm being too ambitious here. The market's not seeing things my way. See how here we have a couple of bear bars? That would make for a more reliable entry had I waited for the two bear bars to show up. All right, we got filled now on the Falcon signal, and we're going to produce, or we have produced, an early number one signal right here. Okay, so there's the early number one signal. This follow through is borderline painful. Wow. The lack of follow through here this morning is astounding. The only thing I know is that I do have my stop here in the right place. If the market takes out the lows, it will head lower. In fact, I'm not one to do reversal trades, but there is an opportunity for a reversal trade right there. And again, the difficulty today, it all goes back to trend. It all goes back to market context. You know, when you open your chart and it looks like this, when you're scrolling through your chart and it's nothing but sideways, back and forth, the prudent thing to do is to wait for the market to actually begin moving again in a direction so that you can take a trade with more confidence. If you're going to take trades today, I think you should set for yourself a loss limit. You know, let's say you're going to risk $1,000 or $500 or whatever amount makes you squirm in your seat. If you hit that amount, then call it a day. Just admit that, okay, the market is not behaving today and there's no point in beating your head against the wall, and go do something else. Because there are days like today. That's one thing about trading. Not all days are created equal. Some days will be easier to trade. Other days, well, other days will be just like this. All right. There they go. They tagged me out yet again. I've tried like 3 trades now. All 3 have been losers. This would be the kind of day where I would say, well, I'll see you tomorrow. We still have some time here in the trading room, but it's not not a fun day to trade. I've hit my loss target. I've made my trade quota, so I've had my 3 trades. I'm still in the red, so if I had not hit my loss limit, I would take a look at perhaps taking another trade. But this is how you exercise trading discipline. This is how you keep from blowing yourself up. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of a bearish follow through now. Like I said, the fact that this buy did not work out after all these bounces off of this same price zone. So we had the breakout, the failure. The market should have headed higher. I entertained the possibility of selling the failure. Not something I usually do, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of more bearish follow through, maybe. Yeah, see, Mark knows what I'm talking about. He says, nothing today in the way of late filter entry opportunities sitting on my hands, and they're starting to get numb. Sure, Floyd's asking, can you pull up a Russell chart for me? I went short at 7:04 Pacific. 1 second here, Floyd, and I will do that for you. The temptation is to start chasing the market around. All right, here now a Russell chart. And Floyd says I went short 7:04. Nice. Very nice. Actually, pretty decent follow through on most of these number 1 signals that I'm looking at. Yeah, not quite as, no, not nearly as choppy as the NASDAQ. Had a number 3 signal here. Decent follow through on that. Number 2 signal, which also followed through. A little bit of a sideways twist. The number 1 signal not working out, but I think what Floyd ended up doing was probably shorting the failure of that point right there. And a very, very solid move lower. Nicely done. Yeah, that's, volatility, it's always a two-edged sword, as most swords are. You get the little bit extra volatility in the NASDAQ, but it can come back and bite you as well. Well, like Forrest Gump said, Mama always said trading's stupid. Yeah, Mark says, I may just go and out to the garage, wax the car for the winter. My numb hands will at least get a workout. I don't think you're going to miss anything here, Mark. It's difficult trading today, to say the least. Things just not setting up the way they normally would. I think we'll stay with it for another 10 minutes if things don't start to shape up. We may close up shop here a little bit early. There should be another bullish push through here. That's kind of what I've been anticipating. Again, partly because of the way the daily chart is set up. Well, what do we think? Is there another little bullish push in our future? Oh, maybe not. Here come the bears again. Maybe trying to get into that little bit of an opening range gap. This one right here, So where the market closed and where it opened, it looks like maybe that gap is trying to fill. Maybe then we'll get a rally. Oh, the eternal optimist. If we're drawing a bit of a trend channel here, 6,800 is a very reasonable target. In fact, 6,900 even looks plausible. But these things take time to sort out. And sometimes I just get a bit ahead of the curve. Well, it's still a lot of back and forth. All right, we'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. Then I think I'm going to call it a day. I really can't see things loosening up any. All right, here we go. We got ourselves a number 3 signal. Last trade. Looking again at a breakout from this range. Are we going to get some giddy up? Oh, well, the Geiger counter's in sync. And of course, it starts to go the other way. Isn't that always the way? No, there's just no love from the market this morning. Just no follow through. Hey, way to go, Floyd. Floyd crushing it here. 30, just shy of $3,700. The secret was to wait till 7 o'clock to trade. Nicely done, Floyd. Good job. Yeah, Floyd says I usually hate Wednesdays, but I've made profits in everything: crude, the E-mini, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the EMD. That's the mid cap. Well done. Well done. Uh, Great observation here from David. Just a little bit of follow up on his question from a couple of days ago. But David says my big 12 tick Raptor chart has worked 90% wonderful when not to trade. Printing screenshots of 3 charts many times daily. The print and to print and have handy for the next day. David's up $960 on crude oil. Well done, David. That's fantastic. And Paul nailing 4 scalp trades on the YM for 185 bucks. You guys are crushing it here today. I'm I'm struggling a bit, as you can see, as I get ready to get tagged out. Yeah, one more time. I think we'll close up shop before that happens. I'll see you again tomorrow, and hopefully the market, well, FOMC day tomorrow, it could be more of the same. But yeah, be careful regardless of what you're doing today. It is a very, very difficult day. All right, guys and girls, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.